Not a lot of progress the last 2 weekends. Wife and I went down to Dominican Republic with a bunch of friends, had a great time, and the car just pretty much sat here. And when we got home, we got home to this at about 3 o'clock in the morning, which was lovely. About 22 inches of fresh snow everywhere. Big mess. Awesome. Winter was over. We were into spring. We were talking about putting the dock in, launching the boat. Now the lakes froze over again. This is bullshit. Anyway, so, cleaned up, plowed, did all that. Now it's time to get back to work. So let me show you a couple of things we're into. I found these online, okay? These are by, let me get this so you can actually see it. Sure, S-U-R-R, tubing straightener and bender. So these are, I was looking for something to kind of just work, anytime you get some weird little kinks in tubing or whatever. And I had this, I don't know if you remember, but I had this piece was really not nice. But these work great. I mean, I was able to just put that on there and ding, ding, ding. Couple of different angles and it straightened that line right out. So it no longer bugs me, which is, the key. So anyway, couple of things I've got to do today. I want to check the shifter location in the floor tunnel. Make sure that lines up close to the stock location so that the consoles will work. And in doing so, I may need to move the shifter location in the T56. So let me show you what I'm into. Okay, this is kind of interesting. So this mark right here is where the shifter would come up through the floor. I would have to drill a hole for the rear position of the Tremec T56 transmission. This square that I drew comes from this document it's on Summit Racing, I believe. And basically it talks to, how do you locate floor shifter positioning diagram. Okay, fair enough. And if you look at where the hole is in the stock tunnel, that's what you get. And I approximated that as best I could. Interestingly, my tunnel seems to be a little bit narrower than that one. Than the one in this diagram. So I believe this whole square needs to come over just a little bit to center it up. But that's okay. Again, what I'm trying to do is make sure where the shifter lands will be somewhere near the console opening so that I can use a proper boot and everything will be fine. So looking at this, I think it's pretty obvious. I've got to move the shifter up to here, which is the inverted state of the Tremec T56 plate. And I'll show you that in a second. But there are some templates you can get. They say they're on Classic Industries, Camaro Central, Heartbeat City, those sites. So, that's all interesting, but I'm looking at it like, if I put it back there, it's now where it is right now, it'll be back further between the seats. It won't line up right. I want to try to get it as close to the stock location as I can. And if I need to, I can put an offset adapter on the shifter lever to get it centered up in the console. But for right now, this spot looks like money. Now this transmission, the Tremec T56, it is a very clever design when it comes to this plate. So you can take this plate, unbolt it, flip it around, and locate the shifter here or here. And then there's another kit if you want to put it up here, which we don't need to do because that would obviously be way too far forward. But so what I'm going to do is I'll take this apart, show you what it looks like, and show you how it flips around. Okay, so that's it. Just take those 6 bolts out and this thing comes right off. Of course, I had to break free the silicone. But so you can see there's 2 locations for this. It's all very neat and orderly. And all you do, turn that around, put some new silicone on it and bolt it in right there. Shift pattern's the same, everything works the same. Tremec's upside down, but who cares? So in my humble opinion, that is the proper location for a Gen 1 F body. That is as close to the natural, you know, with an LS, obviously. Who knows where everything goes, but you know, just check it out. Make sure it's close to the original opening or you're just gonna hate life later on. But this transmission gives you plenty of opportunity to, you know, move that thing around, get it to the most comfortable location you can get. In my case, I'm trying to get it as close to the stock location as I can get. So I'm gonna just clean that gasket up, clean that gasket surface, put some more black silicone on it, and put it back together. Okay, so this is ready to go back together. Just put a small bead of some black silicone on there, ultra black. Grab my shifter interface, and literally all you do is drop it back in. Line up that little hole. I did put some grease in that hole. Only because they did. I gotta believe there's enough grease slinging around in there that's never gonna be a problem, but so yeah, then just put the 6 bolts back in and wham, there you have it. Like I said, I believe that is the proper shifter location for the F body Gen 1. So, or at least damn close to it. All right, there you go.